What's going on, everyone? This is Mitch with SC Weather. Hope y'all been having a fantastic Tuesday. So we're on the eve of what looks to be a potential for a severe weather outbreak, the potential for a tornado outbreak with several tornadoes, some strong to violent here in Mississippi and Alabama, potential Arkansas, Louisiana. This looks to be the real deal, folks. I can't stress to y'all enough before we get deep into all the data for today. Have a plan if you're anywhere in the Deep South, even the Carolinas, as it looks like the threat shifts east into the Carolinas for Thursday. Yes, it doesn't look maybe quite as bad, but it still looks bad, and we're going to break that down too. So have a plan if you're in the Deep South, all states, Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama especially, Georgia, the Carolinas. Definitely have a plan, guys. Have a helmet to wear. Head trauma is one of the #1 leading causes of injuries and deaths when it comes to tornadoes or storm impacts and things like that. So have a plan, guys. It's important for sure for your safety. So, guys, we all just want to pray for everybody out west for sure, as unfortunately someone's world's going to end up getting rocked. Someone's world's life's going to be changed forever. So we need to have them heavy on our hearts tonight and tomorrow and the next day, as this looks very impactful. So we're going to break this down. Definitely, if you guys have not subscribed, much appreciated if y'all do. I talk weather here in the eastern U.S. I'm located here in Columbia, South Carolina. So thank y'all for the incredible growth, and I would appreciate definitely if y'all for the support by subscribing, liking the video if y'all do. So thank y'all, and let's get going here. So let's start off with a lot of people already know. So first off, I want to show you this really quick. So you have 5 levels of basically the thunderstorm risk category. You have 1 through 5, and you have a general risk with that really light shade of green. So it takes a lot for the Severe Weather Service, the Storm Prediction Center, to get into the categories of 3, 4, and 5. Right now we have a widespread area of 4 with the potential to go to 5. There's not been many high risk ever in the history of the Storm Prediction Center having these updates. So check it out. This is right now. Let's get back here, and it might be a little small on your screens, guys, but this is a huge area under the moderate area of severe weather. Over 8 million people located in this area. You got cities like Memphis, Birmingham, Montgomery, Little Rock, Jackson, Mississippi, and anywhere close to that vicinity. You got the enhanced level 3 around it. This is for tomorrow. Thunderstorms are really going to initialize basically from west to east. So you look at the tornado, you've got a 15% chance. Look how huge that is. Over 8 million people are in this. 15% chance within a 25 miles of any point in this area. This is a big deal. This is major. And look how open it is. To me, that leaves it an area for them to wiggle it around, for them to jump it up to a 30% chance, which is going to take a lot. This is alarming for sure. Wind threats 30%, hail 30%. These are big time looks here. Day 2, which is, well, this is technically day 3, but it's pretty much day 2 now. It goes to enhance. You've got level 3 out of 5 for the Georgia, the Carolinas. So basically, you're going to get whatever the energy is left of this, potentially some kind of squall line. And then there's a chance for even more supercellular activity to really develop after this line. We're going to look at all that. So we're going to break all this down. But even us in the Carolinas, I know I got a lot of viewers here in the Carolinas because I mainly started off talking weather here in South Carolina. Guys, it's going to be bad Thursday. I've actually heard tomorrow a lot of schools in Alabama are canceling, in Mississippi. So this is definitely a big deal, guys. So we're going to start off by looking at the HRRR model. So let me make this a little bit bigger for us, so it's not quite as small on your screen. Hopefully that worked a little bit. Okay, not like that. So, all right, here we go. So it's initializing this evening. So this is Tuesday, obviously. We're going to have more heavy rain overnight, and then it's going to dry up. And what's going to happen here is we're getting into tomorrow morning. You're going to have some convection here in Mississippi and northern Alabama. We were talking about that last night. But the atmosphere is going to recover as you get into early afternoon hours into Wednesday. What's going to happen here is you're probably going to get the sun coming out. This is the moist sector. So right here you got dew points probably in the upper 60s, low 70s, very, very moist air, which is a component you need for severe weather. And what happens here is you have these individual little cells that begin to pop up. What happens is they tend to mature, and if you look closely, for instance, to this one right here, it kind of has that hook look to it. And these we have to watch out for, guys, early in the afternoon. Basically, they're called prefrontal storms, and they can be dangerous. And they even have kind of that look to them where they're hooking a little bit. Hooking as in, when you see the kind of hook on the storm, that means that it's a hook echo. It's just by looking at it without getting deep into the radar imagery, you can kind of tell that it's a supercell. And usually the hook on the storm, if you have any basic knowledge of weather, you know when you see a hook on a storm, that's definitely some kind of supercell, and there's the potential that it's spinning. So what happens here is you have this line of energy forming back here, and this is the HRRR model, the latest long range, if y'all didn't know. And basically, whatever energy right here starts to fade away, and as we get into a nocturnal, you have to worry about this, because this squall line begins to come together. Maybe not a squall line, but a line of intense storms. Basically, the system goes linear. As you get into overnight, you lose the daytime heating, and you have a chance for more spin-ups in this line. And let me tell you, tornadoes and a line of storms can be extremely dangerous, because a lot of times you don't really see them coming. They're kind of rain-wrapped into a line of storms, and you just don't really see what's going on. It's just a line of storms, and all of a sudden a tornado just drops, and that's that. It's it. But as we get going in time here, you get going, strong storms move into Atlanta in the wee hours of the morning. So if you're in Atlanta, you're probably going to get you're going to get woken up by some pretty intense storms. Yes, and there's still a tornado threat in these overnight. And check it out as you get going. The line of storms gets through South Carolina, but it only goes out to 48 hours. What I'm thinking is when we get into the next HRRR model run, we're going to have some pop-up storms right here to form, especially if you get this line of storms through quick. You have some additional convection that's going to fire up right here behind this line of storms. And these storms could be spinning, and the NAM is showing that because the NAM is far enough out, and I'm going to show you all that. So here is the NAM. If it could load and get up on our screen quick. Here we go. So here's the NAM. We're getting through here, and check it out. It's pretty much kind of the same as it's showing the prefrontal action firing up here. It's not as detailed. It looks kind of sloppy, but the line gets going. You have to watch out here. Now, I really want showing this because I want to show you what the NAM is showing for the Carolinas. The storm moves through. Yes, the line of storms doesn't look very intense, but what you have to watch out for is you get into basically Thursday afternoon, evening, these little storms right here that fire up. And I'm going to talk about this a little later in the video. These can get some spin to them. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the video here. Stay tuned, because if you're in the Carolinas, I'm talking about you too. But we're focusing on kind of areas to the west right now. But look at the HRRR model. Look at this cape. It's convection. It's storm fuel that you need. It's a component. It's the thermodynamics that you need for these storms to form. When you get cape of over 1,000 joules per kilogram, that's enough cape to really get a good, decent storm going. But check it out. You have values of well over 2,000, peaking out close to 3,000 to 3,500 according to the NAM. You're going to get some intense daytime heating. I'm not talking about 90s or anything, but you're going to get a burst of some daytime heating, maybe into the low 80s down here, southern areas of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. And as you see the sun come out in this area, please don't think that the threat's away. That's actually a bad thing. It's just, it adds fuel to the atmosphere. And you have some cape building here, and my word, this is a lot of cape, and then it diminishes as it turns to a nocturnal threat, and then we'll have to watch to see when it builds into Thursday afternoon, depending on the speed of this line. If this line is slower, then it has chance to build basically more of a prime atmosphere ahead of the line. If it's faster, then it might move through quick enough that where you can fire up some more action into Thursday afternoon. But the details on day 2, on day 3, well, the details on Thursday, they're kind of up in the air a little bit. But this is the supercell composite parameter. A supercell is a rotating thunderstorm. And as you can tell, you have the little values here to my right, but you can tell these little peaks of areas that really are highlighted for some tornadic thunderstorms, for spinning thunderstorms. So it's high, and then it starts to rise again as you get into the Carolinas. You look right here, I think this is going to be your significant tornado parameter. Again, it spikes. It's the HRRR model, and it's picking up on the threat really in Mississippi and Alabama. It's really wanting to hit this area hard. And I'll be honest, guys, if I'm in Alabama, I'm a little bit more worried than Mississippi. And the reason why is because I think about it when you get into Alabama, the system has slowed so much that I think you're going to get some supercells that fire up in the afternoon and evening hours where it's still daylight in Alabama. But I think there's not the main event, but this line of storms that can have some spin-ups in it is going to come through at night in Alabama. So I'm talking about Huntsville, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa. This could be dangerous because it's nocturnal storms, and especially if there's any kind of break after the first wave of storms, people can get called off the second wave. So we have to watch out here, and then the parameters begin to amp up again on the HRRR model. So I think this is the NAM we're going to look at next. No, this is the HRRR. So this is the updraft helicity. So it's trying to predict where the potential for a tornado could drop, or updraft or spinning can occur. So it obviously begins to really intensify as you get into the afternoon hours across Mississippi and Alabama. And this is just kind of a scary look, especially for Alabama, because like I said, there's a nocturnal thing. This is going to occur at night, potentially for Alabama, potentially. So it can get kind of scary. So this is significant tornado parameter, courtesy of the NAM. It's sorry if y'all hear my dog outside. It intensifies as the daytime heating goes, as you got thermodynamics here in Alabama and Mississippi. It winds back down, and then it picks back up. The reason you see that happening for Georgia, it looks like it skips Georgia, is because all the main energy goes overnight in Georgia. You lose daytime heating, and you lose, which is a big-time component for storms. Things intensify again right on top of the Carolinas, according to the NAM. You have a significant tornado threat if you're looking at the NAM for the Carolinas. It's kind of scary for the Carolinas on the NAM because it looks almost just as intense as it does out west, according to the NAM. So it's definitely something that even in the Carolinas, you got to respect and you got to be wary of, and you need we really need to focus here. I'm sorry my computer's moving a little slow. I want to show you something that Brad Panovich tweeted a little earlier today. If we can get this kind of a cool little GIF of the shear in this. So this is windshield shear, and he tweeted this. What's happening is you have winds in the upper atmosphere going in two different directions. So you have winds up top going one direction, and winds near closer to the surface going in one direction. Obviously, when you have two things going like this, it causes things to turn. So it causes basically it causes the storm in the upper layers to begin to spin. That's how you get rotating storms. That's how you can potentially get spin-ups even in the Carolinas. And it's a cool little thing that he put together that I really like. And it's kind of easy for the public to understand. You have basically shear. That's what shear is. So I want to show you this real quick. We're going to run through this. This is Tropical Tidbits. This is a free site for everybody. And this is what I want to talk about. You get whatever energy moves through with the line, and what happens here is that moves through, and then you get these extra little cells that pop up, and these can be some spinning. There's the cold core right here from the upper level low, but these little storms right here can really have some spin to them. We have to watch out for those in South Carolina and North Carolina as we get into Thursday evening. So it's definitely something we need to watch out for. But that's all I got, guys. I really pray that nobody's lives are lost. You can replace houses, you can replace items, you can replace things, but you can't replace people's lives. So if you're going to pray about anything tonight, if you don't have anything to pray about, definitely pray for the people out west. I know they will be in my prayers. And also, guys, I am pretty much going to head out west to check it out. I have everything ready, I have gear ready, but I'm going to try to get some experience under my belt because I do like chasing. So y'all pray for me, pray for my safety, because I have 2 little girls and a wife that I need to come back home to. But a passion is a passion. We're all gifted with a passion, but I'm going to go out and get some experience, check it out, and help out if I can, report things to the National Weather Service, and do my part in the weather community. So that's all I got, guys. Y'all have a great night, and I'll catch you next time.